Hey, it's Paul Waterloo. Just got done installing my Denali Panel System railings on top of my homemade stairs. To show you some of the details. I still have to put wallpaper up on these walls. It's going to look stunning, but the panel system came great. The original design had a waterfall edge going out to the bottom, and due to the spacing at the top and other reasons, as there's going to be a cabinet right here, I decided to just terminate the handrail right here, which was a great decision, easy to walk around. It's got 3-inch spacing between the panels, which just really gives it a very sharp look. And at the top of the, at the first floor, this is what I changed a little bit, moved that so that we would get this post in line with the next panel, and then have the 3-inch spacing, and then it goes down to the bottom. I worked that out with Brad at Brookfield Stairs, who was just so incredible helping me out, and just great customer service. And the product's great. I'm sure there's a lot more people behind the scenes. You could see the paneling I did, got my sconce up, but this wall is going to have wallpaper floor to ceiling, from all the way from the front door all the way up the stairs and around. So I'll get some final pictures when that happens. But then this has got 3 panels. I did use white oak, and then I used my Festool domino maker, or domino tool, to make these joints. None of them required any filler, with the exception of one at the top. But these just came out great. I had to build this part first. Once I built that, I attached it, I believe, to this one. And then once or maybe I attached it to this one. I did attach to this one. Then I clamped that in place. Then what I did do is I left this piece long. I had established this angle first and left it long up top by about 4 or 5 inches. And then I put my domino holes in there, and then I clamped it off. And then I came up here. I made this piece next, and just holding it in place and establishing this angle. I think before I installed it down there, I then slid it down, and I had this piece made, and then I established this angle. And then once I connected it, glued it up down there, I didn't glue it up. I just put the dominoes in. Then I cut this to length, having this piece clamped off. And then I glued this in place. And before I did that, I did a similar thing with the next piece, which is to leave it long, establish the angle at the top, establish the angle at the bottom, and then cut the dominoes, then glue this piece up, and then move up there. And the top, I'll tell you a quick story about that one when I get there. But these posts right here are just awesome. This railing is just super stiff. And then with the post at the top, it's really stiff with the square post versus the rectangular post. It's just crazy. And then up here, I did have to use some wood filler. And the reason why that is because I made this top piece, I glued this on, I glued this up, then I glued that on, and it wasn't square. And so one of the portions, I had to basically take a grinder and grind this joint open. And so I got this side to hold, and then there was a little bit of opening here. When I filled it, I probably didn't put the tape in the right place. It's a much smaller gap, but it is what it is. It's not really a big deal. There's a whole story about this. I had this piece, and I ended up cutting it because I didn't realize it was sitting there, and it was for that piece, and I didn't have any longer pieces. So that will be a story for the rest of my life. But the railings just look unbelievable. And what's really cool is when you look down, you can see the railing going all the way down there. So thanks so much, Brookfield Stairs, and Brad especially was just fantastic working with them. But I'll get you some pictures when this wall has wallpaper on it. It's going to just look stunning.